Hi there, Ian Hamilton here, and I've got a little video for you with my friend Selase that you can see on the screen here. Now, Selase has created what we'd have to call a village sustainable concept. It's a concept where we get together and talk to each other. It's a highly risky concept. It scares me, but you know, any idea that gets us out of our computers and back into life and caring for each other and looking after each other and exchanging with each other, I think it's worthwhile. Take a look. So, Selase. I met Selase at the Mullumbimby Farmers Market. We did a lovely video, but the band was so loud that by the time it was finished we couldn't hear a damn thing. But the reason I stopped Selase when he was walking past and talked to him was that he had an idea which, as you know, we're very much into sustainability, and one of the things that has made me sad for many years is the fact that this isolation in the modern house. Matter of fact, I read an article last week about a Chinese lady who lives in Australia, and she said, no, I retired to China because Australian cities are deserted at 6 o'clock. Everyone goes home, and it's ridiculous. There's no social activity. And your idea, which I saw in the Echo, was such a good idea.
I'm glad you think so.
So, tell the people.
Yeah. So the idea is really, it comes from the idea of solving isolation in neighbourhoods and the disconnection between people. The way that I sort of see it is, as sort of we've developed through, industrialisation, the activities that took place at home and in the neighbourhoods have been removed elsewhere. So we wake up in the morning and our whole lives are lived over there. We leave the house to go to work, to meet people, to get entertained, to shop. So not a lot actually happens within our neighbourhoods. And in the past, the ordinary activities of life were things that connected us with people because they might help us with this, we'll talk to them about this, they'd support us with this. But now that we do everything away from neighbourhoods, really the only purpose a neighbourhood serves is a place where we sleep at night. We come home, we drive.
You complain about the neighbour's mower.
Oh yes,
on weekends.
Because we've been weakened, where we find it hard to actually deal with normal interactions, things that are part of normal life, a bit of noise, you know. And the way, even just living in suburbia, which I did living in Canberra, we tend to drive into our streets. We, I call it the docking into our garages, and we get sucked into the void of isolation inside, and no one is seen.
Oh, but Facebook's waiting for me.
Exactly. It adds to it more because it's a virtual life we lead.
There was a dream of mine many, many years ago when I saw internet start that it was going to be the dawn of a new sharing community. And in one sense it is, but in another sense it's an excuse for us to indulge, and that's a sad word to use because it sounds positive, but to retreat into our controlled isolationism, where there is no challenge, there is no, nothing happens.
Yes.
And we reinforce our resistance to change.
We do.
You haven't told us about your idea yet.
I haven't. So to address this idea, I thought, and actually part of it came when I was living in Indonesia and just saw the level of interaction people had in communities. They actually lived outside, they'd squat outside their houses. The thing that drove the level of connection, I realised, was food and eating. And then it dawned on me that
From what?
Was food and eating, the thing that sort of got them connected. Yes. And I started thinking, isn't it funny, when you meet someone and you want to hang out, you usually say, do you want to catch up for a meal? You invite them home, they invite you over. So food, and whether we use it as an excuse, but food is a catalyst for meeting and growing our knowledge of someone else. And I thought, wow, so if we have isolation in neighbourhoods, how can food and eating actually bring that about? And and I thought, well, we eat at least 2 times at home, breakfast and dinner. Usually, maybe we might have lunch out and dinner occasionally. And we often, we'll have times where we don't want to cook. We want something different. We don't want to travel far. We live in a multicultural country, Australia, where we're surrounded by a world of food variety in our own neighbourhoods. And the idea of who's cooking extra. I mean, the Turkish lady down the road, she might make a beautiful dish, and usually we all tend to cook more than we'll actually eat ourselves. And imagine if I could search for who's cooking extra. You put up your fresh extra portions, and I can buy it from you. I stroll down the street to pick it up, and in the process, indirectly, I start meeting people who live around me. And when you're eating someone else's food, immediately you go there with a heart of appreciation. So there's openness.
I like that. You're going with the heart of appreciation. Yes.
When the food's in your mouth, your ears are open because you're not talking. You can listen.
He's thought about this, hasn't he? He's actually thought about this.
And so we start listening. And I thought, open hearts, open ears, that's community. That's really the foundation. So Table 360 was birthed, which was the idea of using home-cooked food.
Table360.org. Yeah.
Hmm.
Got that? Table360.org. Say it again 3 times, you remember it. Table360.org.
And the idea was 360 degrees of meal opportunities within our neighbourhood to connect and unique interactions. 360 degrees of food opportunities and unique interactions in our neighbourhood.
Okay, so as I mentioned to you yesterday, it kind of scares me. And in the idea that it scares me, I have to look at the fact that I'm one of those people who is managing his relationship with the outer world beginning at my front door.
Yes.
And I think I can relate to many people because I hear this from many people, and they can apportion or silo their experience through the web. Particularly, I saw a study yesterday that said that teenagers would prefer to text somebody than talk to them directly. And I thought, oh my God, has it come to that? Right? A kid doesn't want to talk to another kid. So the reason I'm bringing that up is that's my problem that I acknowledge is there in this idea. So you've been distributing brochures, you're in the paper, etc., etc. What are people saying?
So people, almost without question, love the concept.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is it touches into a natural intuition that actually it connects people. That it works. We know we do it. We invite people over for dinner. We go to people's homes, and in the process, we get to know them. But yet, action has been slow. So
that's the thing, isn't it?
People have registered, but no one as yet has actually listed a meal for the 22nd, which is the launch in Mullen. And thinking about it, I think it touches on what you're saying, is that so we create almost a double wall for ourselves. So through the fact that we do live these isolated lives, there is that fear, and it almost reinforces itself. It reinforces itself.
Because it has to, because it's scared.
So
it reinforces itself. That's the ego at work. Yeah.
So there is that challenge of breaking down our discomfort around opening ourselves up. And part of the way that I'm trying to, address that is by giving people the option to, when they list a meal, to make it available as a takeaway or dine-in meal. So initially...
Oh, that's interesting. So you've got a stranger coming into your house for a meal. Oh, wow.
So they can come pick it up and take it away. So there's a limited... it's just a short connection, and that allows people
to leave it in the letterbox.
Hopefully, allow them to the front door. That's the point. The actual face-to-face and eye contact, but it allows people to gradually get used to it. The walls come down, and you might have the occasion where you say, actually, today the dining table is free. Do you want to sit down and just have it here? We have a bit of a chat. And it should happen naturally. And really, at the end of the day, connections have to occur in a natural way. There should be no collision.
They do. That's the thing. And any change or anything that you contemplate goes through a series of stages. And the salesmen call it the AIDA formula. It says attention, interest, desire, commitment, action. Right? Attention, interest, desire, commitment, action. So you've put up this socially radical idea. You've got the attention, you've got the interest, you've got the desire, but you're not getting the commitment.
Yes.
So what's happening between the desire and the commitment that's scaring them?
I think it's pretty much what you said. It's flagging. It's a new frontier in some ways. So I think it's that the fear about opening themselves up.
Yeah.
And I have a. This morning I woke up with a way to break that down.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh,
so I'm going to keep it secret.
Okay,
but
good.
And really at the heart of it is, what is it that is getting people to actually love the concept. And I think because they really do, they know that what I guess satisfaction and joy comes really from community connection. It's the faces we see.
Yeah.
And so reinforcing that more, the unknown faces, and the question, who is this person? What is their life story? You know, this person in the community, and allowing that to, I guess, dominate more so than the idea that you are putting up something. So the moment they focus,
trade.
yes.
Yeah.
So the moment they focus on their activity,
you're probably going to throw the stuff out or eat it in 2 days.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know if they focus on their activity, but really the motivation should be, yes, you know, you will sell your extra portion and recover, you know, the cost of your time and ingredients, etc. But really, it's about what it's doing to the neighbourhood. And I think getting that to a point where it is the desire to actually turn neighbourhoods into villages. We all, when you say village, people naturally get it, and there's a bit of a relaxed feeling.
I mean, I have memories. My first visit to Bali, and I was just stunned by the family unit, the village unit, the way they all worked together. The way I had the big bell at the temple, and everyone would come when the bell rang. That was my idea of how people should live. It seemed like heaven on earth. I was probably stoned at the time, but you know, it was.
It helps you appreciate things. It slows down time, doesn't it?
But no, it was incredible. They had evolved a culture around the family and the community,